30, and their butts are just yellow.
Oh, good. That's pollen.
Uh-huh.
That's what we're looking for.
Oh, or maybe it's their back feet.
Yeah, it's their back feet. Yep.
That is
Oh,
so
lots of
cool.
pollen. I don't know
Yeah.
what they're finding. My backyard bees aren't finding pollen like that.
Uh-huh.
They're flying out. All right.
Well, I know I've got a lot of henbit at my house.
Yep. Henbit is up. Dandelions are up.
So what is this pillow for?
The pillow is our winter insulation.
Ah, clever.
And we'll just lift that right out. All of that is propolis, where they glue it down. Just lay that on the ground. We got a little cockroach in the hive. Nasty critter. All right. You see the red dots here?
Yeah.
That's where I apparently was messy when I last marked a queen. There's that cockroach.
Yeah. Do we want him?
Hive? No.
I mean, do we want to get him? Done.
Done. All right. Okay. Wow. Bees on the divider board. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Frame 8. I took away. Oh, you were out here that day.
Yeah.
I took away a frame of honey to feed to another colony.
When you come out of there, there's
all right. Roach. Frame 8 still has honey and nectar on both sides. And the bees are...
he's gone.
What?
There was a roach right there. I was going to smash him, but he's gone.
Yeah, we could also see some small hive beetles.
Uh-huh.
We'd like to smash them too if we get the chance.
Okay. You may need to point it out to me.
They are just little bitty beetles. They're dark and about the size of a ladybug. We've got one in the middle with a nice chunk of pollen. They're filling this this frame with pollen. It still has honey at the top. Lots of pollen in places.
So then do they eat off of the honey up at the top?
Yes, they do. Okay. Now this was a Swiffer sheet. And these are small hive beetles.
Oh, that you don't want.
Yeah, their legs get stuck in the Swiffer sheet. And bees, they sometimes can kind of get stuck, but they're able generally to free themselves. All right, that was frame 7. Frame 6 still has honey. I see bees with... Yeah, the numbering is all off.
Okay. Sorry.
The numbering works as long as they're in a steady growth period and you don't move the frames around a lot. But when you go to winterize them, you pull one frame and not another and move one to another colony.
Right.
All right, same thing. We've got pollen and plenty of honey on this frame. No brood here.
Is it too early for brood?
Well, this is an odd year.
Okay.
It kind of depends on how you treat your bees. The commercial guys, they've probably been feeding their bees right through the winter, feeding them sugar to survive on because they didn't leave enough honey. And my bees, oh, there's brood, lots of brood.
Nice.
Nice patch of brood. Let's see if we spot our queen here. All right, so that was not there 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Good job.
All right. Now, none of this is drone brood. So right now they're just laying workers unless they've got drones in other parts of the colony.
Okay.
So frame 4, that was frame 5. Frame 4. Lots of bees with pollen on their legs, pollen and honey.
but no brood there.
There is a little
Oh.
brood on the back side here.
Oh,
Some
gotcha.
uncapped brood.
Uh-huh.
Take a quick look for the queen. She should stand out pretty. I spotted her 2 weeks ago. She should stand up.
What would I be looking for?
A red dot on her back.
Oh. A red dot like this?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I got it. But otherwise, she's about the same size and
No, she's going to be longer.
longer. Okay.
And because she's longer, but her wings are about the same, proportionally, her wings are shorter than the compared to her body length.
Mm-hmm.
Now that is altogether. There's nectar in some cells and bee bread, which is a mixture of pollen and their own saliva. It causes the pollen to ferment, and that preserves it from going bad over the winter. So that is food for brood. So one of the things we're looking for is to gauge the population of the colony to see how much coverage. Well, this is almost all nectar and honey. You want to have an idea how many frames your bees will cover. And by cover, we're talking more about, well, let's see. So they're all over the honey, but they're not really covering the brood like they sometimes do.
And they cover the brood as in
to keep it warm.
Okay.
They hover
hover
over the yeah. But it's also warm enough. It's 73 today. That they probably know that there's no great need to cover the brood as much as they sometimes would, and they would focus on that patch of uncapped brood,
right?
Unless, but the thing is, if we saw enough bees to cover 3 frames this trip, which that would probably be my estimate, maybe 4 frames. But we see 1 frame that is almost fully built out and has a sizable amount of brood on it. 1 frame of brood within about 3 weeks will produce 3 frames of bees.
Oh, wow, 1 to 3.
Come on, little bee, get out of the gap. There we go. Thank you.
All pretty sticky, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. They've built up that propolis in between the top bars.
As an insulator, like?
Yeah, to seal it up, block airflow and such. And after I have inspected them like this, they're going to go back and seal up the places where I've broken it. So in 2 to 3 weeks, the population will be quite a lot larger, probably almost doubled. It's kind of funny. I think we've talked about my approach to treatment-free beekeeping. That I don't use the pesticides, the miticides inside the hive.
Yes.
So this colony, April will complete 2 full years for this colony.
Chemical free.
Chemical free. And they certainly don't look weak to me.
No.
But it's kind of funny, in the beekeeping communities, you'll see people who'll say with just absolute certainty. In fact, I was in a debate, or not a debate, but we had rival post with a guy who said So somebody talked about treatment free, and he said treatment free is colossally bad advice. I just said, well, you would think that colossally bad advice would result in some kind of adverse outcome if it were followed. I said, I've told him my little story of starting with one hive and expecting that would be it for the first year, and overwintering 3 in the first year, and then 14 in the second year, and all of them look like they're going to make it through. Said, I'll keep following my colossally bad advice for at least one more year, and I hope you have as much success with it as...
I love it. Do you want your pillow?
Yep. I just realized that I had forgotten that.
So, but you leave that, what's that called?
The Swiffer sheets.
Swiffer sheets.
You know, the kitchen mops.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a little sheet. It's a little similar, but thicker and of a more durable material. It's like a sheet of Kleenex. And of course,
so
when you're using it,
wadded up.
Well, I didn't even wad it up. The bees did that.
Okay.
And yeah, I just leave it in there. Eventually, I'll take it and throw it out.
So, what is it a purpose for them?
Well, the small hive beetles, the bees, when they see a small hive beetle, they'll chase it, and the small hive beetle will try to hide. And if it hides on that, its legs slip through, and it's kind of got barbed legs, and it can't get loose, and it dies.
That is very clever. Oh, there's a bee under the pillow.
Be free.
Be free.
All right, now I think I've got it put to bed properly. So I'm glad to see that she is starting to brood up, because this is the hive I'm going to make my queens for other colonies from.
Oh, good.
Because they're so well behaved. There were a few times they were on my gloves and maybe would have stung me if they could have gotten through the glove, but most of the time they would fly a little bit, but they weren't trying to sting either one of us, I don't think.
No, I never got that sense, and you know, there wasn't this kind of fun.
I have some colonies where I had one colony I went to inspect with this little microphone, but I had it, I'll show people, instead of clipping it inside, I had it clipped on the outside, and they started attacking the microphone.
Could you hear it?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
In fact, it was more so when I was editing the video than when I was beekeeping, because I didn't know how loud that was. All right, well, that's all we have for today. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.